right, welcome back, everyone. We're back live at the 2022 VNEA World Pool Championships. It's the final stream of the event. Second set of the men's regular 8-ball teams. Team Ohio taking on Team Iowa. Bourbon Sippers from Ohio. Loose Change from Iowa. Loose Change needed to win 2 sets to take home this title. They've done half the job. And you're listening to Ben Francis on the mic here, joined by the one and only John Triple P.
How you guys doing? Good to be back on the mic after a few long days.
Day 10 of the event. Day 10. And we are following along with the Facebook and the YouTube chat if you guys want to comment along. John's got to turn his volume down. He's still a little new at this streaming thing.
You're going on Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go on YouTube. You told me that already.
Should be noted, somebody stole one of our tablets last night, which is not good and very disappointing that somebody would do that, because we put in a lot of hard work sitting here all day. Just for them to steal our stuff is kind of poor form.
Nice if they had some cameras in here just to kind of...
And that always baffled me, because I thought casinos in Vegas, like every square inch was covered by some kind of camera, you know? Not to be...
Kind of glad they're not in some situations.
Yeah,
so we got a nice little barn burner here, right? It's been a long time since I've seen the 8-ball open.
Both these teams are playing really, really good. They actually played the A-side final, and get this, John. Loose Change was up 19 points with 2 games to go.
No.
And lost. One player made the 8 out of turn on the opening shot, and the other player broke dry, and they lost.
Oh my God, that would have been intense.
But they've fought back. Now they're back to even.
So this is winner take all.
And I'm not sure. Yeah, there's no video anywhere for us to find that missing tablet. But
I think once you get out of like this conference room, you'll be able to see the cameras on the outside once you get towards the casino floor. But
we're not getting that back.
no,
It's gone.
she gone.
Probably shouldn't be putting that out there. Why not? Why not, Holly? Why wouldn't we be putting that out there that somebody stole? Maybe they'll feel guilty and return it. Or maybe somebody saw something. Right? Maybe somebody witnessed it. A lot of prying eyes.
Yeah. Because, we just step away from the booth for a few minutes and that's all it takes.
Yeah, we can't be here the entire time.
I've always believed that for the majority of the part, a lot of the pool players in this pool community are great people.
Absolutely.
Can't let one bad apple ruin the bunch.
No, and we never would. Never would. So many great people at these events. That's one of my favorite things about these events, is meeting all the great people. So many friends from all over the world. Tablet went missing, David Wilson, sometime last night, as well as the charger for it. They took both. Really, I just want the charger back. No, I'm just kidding. All right, John's counting his money. We don't need to hear that. Crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. Oh, Holly says not the theft, the cameras thing. Haha. Yeah. Not in this conference room, I guess.
Where'd you have me? Right about there?
Yeah, you gotta watch. These mics are like super sensitive, so they hear that. It gets a little bit annoying. There is, but you can't hear us, Melissa, so I can't even answer your question. But maybe somebody can type in that YouTube chat that there is commentary, and she probably just needs to reset her stream. So the viewer advantage, we're going to cut that off at 2 p.m. That'll be the cutoff to get your entries in. And we're going to do the draw right around 5 o'clock, right around the start of the banquet.
The banquet start at 5.
Yep, that's what I just said.
Yeah. I didn't know.
Oh, you didn't hear. I said 5.
So he's looking around here on the left table. What just happened? Oh, I think he hooked himself on the ball he tried to play straight in the corner.
They got a ref over creeping in to watch the shot.
It's very tight on the 9 ball.
I think he's just eyeballing it. I don't think he's ready to shoot it yet.
Yeah, he's probably just seeing how much he has to play with, because that 2 is pretty close to the...
He's like telling the ref to get out of his way while he's just looking at the shot.
Yeah, it's best viewpoint is from down below for sure.
And what's happening on that right side table? Is he on the 8 ball over there?
I think he is on the 8 ball.
He is. He's called it in the bottom right.
Yeah, I think he's just worried about the scratch in his side.
Yeah, possibly. I think, like, from our angle, it looks like he'll miss the scratch.
Mm-hmm. But add a little bit of pressure to that.
Oh, and he's playing with bottom, so he
Yeah.
maybe is worried about the scratch. Going to try to
Hope.
draw past it. Oh, he stunned it in there beautifully.
Yeah.
And that is a 10-1 for loose change, starting it off right where they finished. And we have Chad on the table on the left. He actually won the singles as well. He's looking at getting 2 gold Charlies
Very nice.
in this event. Massey's down to that ball over there. He's not getting it. No rail after contact, I believe, is the call there.
Yeah, it's always tricky when you get so close to that ball. You know, it's very hard to judge his speed.
Steph toy. Somebody took our tablet, Steph. Somebody snagged a tablet last night. I hope they enjoyed as much as we did, which was not very much. We use tablets on the side so we can follow the comments and see if the stream is running smooth. Partially our fault for not putting it away better, I suppose.
I had some pops down there. I left those for Grant too.
Jules wants to know, can you purchase Q tickets directly from you in the finals room? Yeah, I believe we can do that, Jules.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
We might have to hunt down Grant as he's been writing out the tickets, but I'm sure we can negotiate it. Who won the first game for LC? You know, I'm not familiar with all the players' names, so that's about as far as we can tell you, is whether Loose Change wins or whether Bourbon Sippers wins. I know one name, and that's Chad, because he won the open singles.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the hardest part, is there's so many players, you know. And we know our part, you know, people we see consistently.
That's right. Yeah, players that play in your same division. It's easy to start remembering them when they whoop you all the time or something, right?
Yeah. Because in a Masters division, we've probably seen these guys the last few years and whatnot. And
Yeah,
so
and it's quite a bit smaller. It's like 50 players
that's right.
compared to 500.
Exactly. So many players.
Bourbon Sippers with the 10-4. That brings us to games 3 and 4. You'll notice we're counting the games that are currently in play on the right side of your scoreboard there. That way, when we get near the end of the match, we'll have an idea what one team needs to do in order to win. And if you guys are curious what we're talking about with the viewer advantage sweepstakes, here it is. 2 chances to win this time around. First ticket drawn will get their choice of one of those beautiful Jacoby custom cues. Second ticket will get the remaining cue. Both cues come with the Jacoby Ultra shaft, and shipping is included anywhere in North America. Outside North America, we will work a deal. Should be 11.14. They say, yeah, I'm not sure why I put 10 in there, but good call, everyone. Day 10, I'm not as on the ball as usual.
I concur.
And I'm not going to lie, I am hungry. Very, very hungry.
I left some granola bars down at the bottom.
Yeah, we'll have to eat that after this match.
Mm-hmm.
Grant went to go get some food, so I'll wait till after. I was hoping to take him for breakfast after this match, but it's gone to a second set. We're going to be here a little longer.
Just try to get a little aggressive on that shot, playing the off the rail, off the ball, and try to break out those balls at the same time.
I was trying to do a lot at once there, right? So stripes for the loose change player.
I guess on a good note, he did open up a bunch of his balls.
He did get them into the open, that is right.
And I'm not 100% sure if that 14 passes the 1, so he's got a little bit of work to do. Other than that, he does have the right balls to break that out.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Probably the 11 down here near the end rail breaks that ball out.
That's right.
And you'd love to leave like maybe the 9 or something up there to have a shot on after. So I like that he's doing this early.
Yeah, this is important to try to get rid of your problem balls ASAP.
Kathy says, checkout on the site was super simple. Thanks so much for all the great streaming action. Thank you for tuning in, Kathy. Yeah, and I got 2 days of traveling with Grant, so plenty of time to pay for breakfast, they say. It's quite funny. Grant and I were saying how we were just super chatty on the way here, right? But now our voices are kind of worn out and we're a little tired. It's probably going to be a real quiet ride home.
Could be a real quiet ride home.
And you guys are driving out to LA tomorrow?
That's right, yeah.
Leaving early in the morning or early in the afternoon?
I guess we'll leave when we leave.
That's right. Well, we got to check out, so it'll have to be at a reasonable time.
That's right.
Probably have to check out by 11, I would guess.
I think they say 12 o'clock's checkout, which is plenty of time.
Well, what we'll do is we'll get you guys to help us.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of stuff. So you guys will have to get your butts up when we get up.
For sure. Sounds good to me.
Define early, says Dennis. Yeah, it's all perspective, right?
We're pool player early.
I was just going to say, if you're a pool player, early is like 10 a.m.
So that breakout quite didn't go the way as planned.
Oh, look at this. Kyle in the Facebook's got descriptions of the players for loose change. Jesse, the tall one. Nick, the blue shirt. Larry, the polo shirt. Tyson, the gray tee.
So this is Nick shooting. This is awesome. Appreciate that.
Nick on the right and Tyson on the left. That's one thing we did mention the first stream. VNEA doesn't have team shirt rules, but I highly recommend that teams have team shirts for a couple different reasons, and it makes it much easier for the crowd watching. They can understand who's on which team. But also I think it just creates that sense of a team camaraderie, you know?
Yes.
When you're all matching and you feel like your teammates, right?
That's right.
It can also be somewhat of an intimidation factor.
Oh, for sure.
You come in and you're all sharp dressed and you're all matching and you look like a team, right? You look dangerous, and
That's
that can
right.
sometimes play in their head a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
They look and they're like, man, these guys are looking smooth. I bet you they play smooth too, right? Team shirts should be mandatory. I do like that they have a bit of a relaxed dress code here at VNEA, mostly because it's so hot outside. So you don't want to be forced to wear like dress pants and dress
That's right.
shoes and It's nice that it's a little more relaxed.
They were getting a little bit carried away there at the other tournament.
With the dress code, yeah.
Yeah,
If
but
you
he
had
had
a tiny little rip in your
jeans,
jeans, yeah,
where he always held his chalk, and
called him on it.
they said you lose one game and you got 15 minutes to change your pants, or you lose another game.
That's ridiculous. I think that's a little overboard for this level of pool.
It was a little overboard.
Maybe at professional tournaments that are televised, I can see the
Exactly.
dress code needing to be
Yeah.
strict, but
You know, like little things. And and they also said if you had to practice, you still needed a collar shirt, which was fine, right? Maintain that classiness. I like the angle he got on this 15 here. I think that's just enough to pop up one rail for that 12 in the side.
yeah, he should be able to go forward here, right? Maybe even...
If he goes forward, then you can play that in the top corner.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, top left. I think that's the simplest play, right?
Yeah,
And hard to get a bad angle.
it depends on the angle he does have. I'm not sure. Like, sometimes the camera angle throws it off just a bit.
Absolutely. And he's gone over and looked at that 12 into the top left, so maybe just a little top left spin.
Yeah.
Needs a big bounce off that side rail. He's got it. This will work. Natural shape to the 8.
That's right. It's a little bit longer shot, but on these tables it shouldn't be too much of an issue. You would figure.
Yeah, you never know. There's pressure here too,
Yeah.
right? We've
gotta-
seen all kinds of crazy things happen.
Add the pressure in. I think these guys are done with the cameras. I think they're okay. I think they settled in a little bit, perhaps.
Oh, I forgot to show you this, John. Got a little note from tournament director today. Little note from tournament director. Apparently they came about an hour after we left to post up a challenge. They really want some back. Little do they know 2 of our teammates are gone.
Oh.
So they're not getting nothing. But it looks like we may have to just make a trip for this alone.
Yeah.
Just to maybe humble them again, right? Because we couldn't humble them the first time. Oh, what a nice shot that is.
It's a great run out.
Loose change with the 10-2.
And that was Nick. Blue shirt.
Blue shirt Nick. And thank you, John Cooney, for the nice comment there. Appreciate you tuning in and everybody else tuning in. Can't thank you enough for all the support over these last 10 days. And this is the final stream of the event, so make sure you guys are sharing that stream lots for us. Click the thumbs up on the YouTube.
This is, that's a nice little shot up into the corner.
Loose change coming to play here in this last set. That's a 10-1. They're moving. They're moving real quick in this match. So let's see, does that brings us to games 5 and 6, I believe. Thankfully I have a scoreboard over there that I can follow. The referees in the room keeping score. So it's going to be hard for me to get it wrong.
It's nice. I got the big TV there to kind of keep everyone updated who can't see.
And only a couple hours left to get in on this viewer advantage, people. You can purchase your tickets through our online store, cslipl.com. You'll find it under the shop tab. We're going to do the cutoff for purchases at 2 p.m. Pacific time, and the draw will be right around 5 p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah, this is definitely a really hard title to win, is the Open, with so many different teams.
Absolutely. I personally think that this is equally as hard to win as the Masters, just because of the volume of teams.
Yeah, I think the hardest part is how many days and how many games you have to play. You know, you can get into 4 or 5 matches a day if you're doing well, and maybe if you lose a game early, you know, you really have to battle your way back.
Yeah, if you lose an early game, yeah, you could be playing something like 4 matches a day for 4 days straight. Much different than our division where we played 1 match a day. for
Yeah.
4 days straight.
Yeah, well, I think the guys on the B side and the C side had to play
They played
at
quite a
least two.
yeah. There were times when they played 3, I think, in
Mhm.
one day. Yeah.
That's right. And anytime you add multiple games in a day, now you're looking at a consistency level.
A fatigue factor, of course.
Huge fatigue factor. So for these guys to be where they are, I'm sure they're exhausted.
Oh, absolutely. I feel their pain, and we didn't even play that much. Well, he sends that cue ball flying down there. He was probably trying to open
Break
up some
that
of those
7.
balls. Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree, Andrew. Barry's team would maybe struggle to win the regular Open. Just the sheer volume of matches, that's right. Oh, look at this little squeeze play. Looks like he's got the 9 into the top right, but it almost worked out pretty good for him. But loose change
just that
coming
ball.
to the table again.
That's right.
Look at how wide open that table is on the right. Nothing near each other. Couple of balls over a hole, that's a good look.
Yeah, I think if he takes solids here, 7 balls the only issue. It's just getting that right angle.
3 should lead him there.
Yeah.
So maybe the 4, 1, 6, 3, 7, or possibly the 6, 7, 3. But I would like to shoot the 4 and the 1 up here so I don't have to go
Come
back up table again.
That's right.
I don't think he wanted to be dead straight in. Now he needs a good shot. Fortunately for him, he's left-handed.
This would be a stretch for us, buddy.
This would be a stretch for me, for sure. Extension.
That's why I kind of know when I get those awkward angles, I make sure I give myself an angle.
Yeah, that's right.
Then I can get over.
I have to
can get
constantly think about that.
Yeah.
Like, well, not so much on the bar box, but definitely on the 9-foot. I'm constantly thinking, can I reach this next shot if I play
right.
position over here?
So he did get onto the 6 ball here, but so now he's got to make sure he doesn't hook himself on that. I think that's a 10 ball.
Yeah, he needs to flirt with that stripe in the middle of the table. He has to flirt with it a little because he needs angle from the 3 to get to the 7.
That's right. That's what I said. That was his only problem on this table was that 7 ball. So hopefully he can find a way to get on it. And I don't think he has the angle to roll forward on the 6. He may have it, but I think he's going to hit that 8 ball.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
Not 100% sure.
That can work.
So now,
Does he have enough angle to slide down? I don't think so, John. Hard to tell from up here, though.
yeah. So he is coming back here to figure out where he needs to be on this.
So he can get there then.
So he might have just a slight angle on this. It doesn't look like it from our view, but we know how big these pockets are. So he had just enough angle.
Just enough. And this cue ball might be going into the 8. I don't know if you want to risk playing it with siding. With the cue ball near the rail, that can go wrong. It can masse on you.
That's right.
So I might just go into the 8 here softly. Just take what I can get. That ball's super missable with siding, as mentioned.
Yeah. Made the shot just.
Oh, I muted John's mic instead of my own. I was sitting in your spot before, so I was confused there.
Yeah. Yeah, that was always the trickiness, is to kind of do a little something extra from the 8 to 7 to the 8. Kind of hampered on that rail. Put a little juice on it. So all he needs to do here is just maintain his nerve and just go through the motions.
These are the kind of racks in these kind of tournaments. You can't afford to not get out. You absolutely 100% have to capitalize when they make those errors.
That's right.
And a huge point swing. A 10-0 to a 10-7 is 13 points in score difference.
I kind of like the fact that he could have took the 10 ball in the bottom left-hand corner to start. And then everything's down table.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you might be going a little up and down here.
Mm-hmm.
This game is made simple when the cue ball's not moving too much.
Yeah, especially in these like open racks, you want to make sure you get into a good position for multiple angles, like multiple shots.
Yeah, you can play to windows where you have, lots of options, right?
It's kind of like your little run out there to win the match yesterday. You know, you played that first shot and you slid over and you
It was
had
like, I had everything, yeah.
2 shots to shoot at.
That's right.
But from those 2 shots, you gave yourself 2 more shots.
That's right.
You know?
10-3 over there, loose change, man. They're stacking up the wins here.
Mm-hmm.
Building a lead, trying to run away with the second set. Game 6 and 7. I believe this is Bourbon Sipper's player on the right-hand table, so he's got to be thinking, man, I got to get out here and put a win on the board for my team.
Definitely.
Looks like some more YouTube spammers. And I did find out that we don't have to reset that subscriber-only chat every stream. It is still on there, but these spammers are subscribing. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Gord Care says, Ben, don't you need the rest to reach the middle of the table? On a snooker table, yes. Anywhere near the middle, I need the rest. Jesse's on the right table, loose change. Okay.
Oh, so he's left himself a little tricky here.
Yeah, he can pot this ball, but can he get down to the next one?
Mm-hmm. I wonder if you could see the 14. It's very, very hard if you could.
Bob wants to know how many teams from the Open move up a division. I'm not 100% sure. I know they have all the explanations on the website, though.
Mm-hmm.
On the VNEA.com website. Oh, he's elevating here. Also, he's just going to take the distance. That's a smart shot.
And he left himself just a nibble.
That's a very smart shot he played there, because this ball is so close to the hole, you definitely don't need to be perfect on it.
No.
What's the max number of games for this set? It is a best of 25 games total points format. So you get 1 point for each ball you make. You get 3 points for the 8. So the winner will get 10 for each game, and the loser will get a point for each ball they had. We'll total up all the scores, and when one team can mathematically no longer come back, the match will be over. Rattled that one there on the right side table.
Yeah, that was, I think he tried to put a little something on there to avoid the scratch.
That's right. He's left it super tough for his opponent.
He has.
There's a safety there, but I actually like flying at the bank. I think you got to make these shots.
Yeah. I like just cutting that into that bottom right-hand corner.
You're going to cut it? That's a Benny franchise move.
How many times have we practiced this shot?
Cue ball's got to be a little further out off the rail so you can get lots of inside spin.
Oh, you could make it from there. I've made it 9 inches distance.
No, I mean, with the cue ball right on the side rail, how are you going to get a proper amount of left siding?
Oh, you still get her.
Oh, you're going to be massing it for sure, because you got to elevate.
But
tough shot either way.
it's a tough shot, no matter how you look at it.
The bank is certainly higher percentage.
Looks like he's going to just roll up and play safety here.
Yeah, I don't hate that either, but you got to really trust the table's going to go straight.
That's right. It's not that the tables could be crooked. I think the cue balls sometimes have a little wobble on it.
Yeah, these balls are really great, though.
So, not a bad safety because he didn't give up a shot.
Yeah,
But
smart.
I think he's just going to clip this and leave the cue ball back down table.
It's a
And kind of
smart
leave
shot.
that 10 ball in a better spot.
What if you just kick this in one time?
The kick isn't horrible if you can play rail first.
I think the problem is you're kind of hampered by the 7.
Mm-hmm.
And those kick shots are really tough when you can't see the whole cue ball.
Yeah. So that's what I figure he'd play, is just kind of
As long as he doesn't sewer.
scratch. Oh.
Oh my goodness. A gift from the gods for
That
bourbon
is-
sippers. They needed something to roll their way.
Yeah, he did play the right shot. Just clip that, leave the cue on this side, so that way he can't just play the safety. Play it again.
Yeah, because you put your ball near the hole as well. So this
But I think even just a little bit thinner, so the 10 ball doesn't move too far from the pocket.
yeah, that's right, and that would have avoided the
And
scratch
he would
as
have
well.
avoided the scratch, yeah.
So this 8 ball to put the first win on the board of this match. Second win of this match for bourbon sippers. 10-6. And brings us to games 7 and 8. Looks like a bit of a grinding game over there on the left side table. Pretty good cluster happening.
Who wants to take a first crack at it? That's the question.
I do. I always take the first crack at it.
I think because I played a lot of straight pool, you know, you look into these packs and you can understand, you know, how to break out the balls properly. And
Well,
they just aren't there.
And we break a lot of second ball, John and
Yeah.
I, so we're used to
You used to work
shooting these kind of outs,
yeah.
right?
Like I see outs like this and I'm not worried. You know, I feel like I can control the table better.
I've actually always been of the opinion that I can work through it better than my opponent. That's kind of the attitude I take into those kind of racks.
Oh, I love these racks.
Yeah, it's like I'll pick it apart better than he will, right?
Playing with Zhao for all those years.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Safety Break.
yeah. I used to have a guy just soft broken, race to 3 tournaments. John and I constantly punished him for that.
Oh, yeah.
Until he stopped doing it. Then he started breaking a little harder, trying to run out.
I remember the one time I think we were playing maybe the finals or to get to the finals or something. And he safety broke me. I ran out. Then I broke him again. And so he came to the table and he had that frustrated look on his face and he broke the balls the hardest I've ever seen him break them, and the cue ball flew off the table.
Game over.
He was so mad. He was a
Game
good
over,
guy.
son. Patrick Neal on the Facebook, welcome, sir. And thanks everyone else out there tuning in. If you can do us a big favor, click that share button. Final stream of the event. 10 days of pool coming to a close with this match.
Open Teams Championship.
10K for first place.
Yeah, that's nice.
8,000 for second. Playing this match for $2,000. And thanks, Patrick Neal says congratulations, appreciate it.
Yeah, this was definitely a very prestigious award to win the Open. Definitely probably the hardest one.
Yeah, in my opinion, the hardest event to win is the Open Teams. Just such a massive volume of players and so many matches to play and spread out over like 5 days.
Yeah.
It's like the weight of the world was lifted off of our shoulders last night. It's no more pressure. I don't have to think about pool for a little bit.
Oh, man.
Because
That
it's
was,
like 4 days of pressure. Even when you're not playing, you're thinking about it, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And they came out hot. They took advantage of a lot of mistakes.
Dry breaks. And
Dry breaks.
Yeah,
And, you know, they were ready to play.
that's right.
You know, they came out hot and started making a few mistakes.
In typical Barry's team fashion, we start a little slow and then just turn on the jets near the end. Round 4.
Yeah, I was surprised on how that worked out because that was their break round.
Yeah, that was their breaks. Usually we do that comeback on our break round in round 4, but
That's right. And the way they were breaking, I thought we were
Big trouble.
real tight, you know, because they already had a little bit of a lead. We slowly creeped back into that, and
Matt wants to know 2,000 apiece, the difference in prize money. No, 2,000 for the team, so 400 apiece. But that 10K would be nice to win at $2,000 a player.
Mm-hmm. So he's just gonna have to watch his speed here and get the right angle on the 6. It does look like it's a lot of room, but he can very easily end up with the wrong angle. That if he tries to get too cute, he can hook himself.
Yeah, I don't think you want to flirt with the 13 at all there. I think you just take a wide angle on the 6 and go up and down for the 8.
Have to go up and down.
It's all about calculating the risks in this game and trying to take the highest percentage routes.
That's right.
He is flirting with the 13.
And he hit that really well.
I think he landed absolutely
Yeah,
perfect.
Perfect. And we're talking he doesn't have a whole lot of room past that 13, but he hit that absolutely perfect.
Matt wants to know why so little money. Well, Matt, this isn't a pro tournament. This is an amateur event, so 10K is a lot of money for these players who have full-time jobs. Trust me on that. And John and I know better than anyone that the money means nothing in these events.
No.
It's literally just a bonus. What you play for is the title. You play for the Charlie.
That's right. Money comes and goes, but these memories will last forever.
Yeah, you get a gold Charlie, you get a big check, a giant check. You also get these nice custom jackets.
Nice stroke there. Finishes off that run out pretty nice.
That was Bourbon Sippers with the 10-0. No, 10-1.
And you could tell he's feeling very comfortable in that because, you know, he played a couple touchy little shots and he hit them pretty nice. So, excellent run out.
Games 8 and 9. Looks like they finally got the balls open there on the left side table. Has anyone else successfully double dipped this year? Not in any of the events that I've seen. In some of the singles events for sure. Tony Sakamoto double dipped. Stu McTaggart double dipped. Couple of Canucks.
I know I've been flirting with the ideal of moving down to the States, a little bit warmer weather for the winters, thinking what would be a great place to live that has a lot of pool.
Colorado. You're just going from bad weather to bad weather.
That's right.
Yeah, there's lots of good places. New York is a big hotbed for pool.
Cold.
Too cold still.
Texas is warm.
Yeah, there's lots of great places in Texas, like Dallas-Fort Worth area that play a ton. Nice shot from Chad there. What's he got? I think this
my
7 will sneak in that top left.
buddy Tommy Tokov lives in Houston.
Jana Montour double dipped. Right. Phoenix is a hotbed for pool too, but too hot.
I think I get used to the heat.
And Michael, yes, this is Ben on the mic, joined by John Pompey. You got a training question? Shoot, pal. We'll both try to answer it for you.
Left spin. It's always left.
Stay down.
Stay down.
Keep your head still. Don't death grip the cue. Yeah, as Les says there, 10K is a decent payout for an amateur event for sure. Patrick says San Antonio and Houston have lots of action. A good friend of ours, one of our teammates, he lived in Houston for a while, and he said it was nonstop. Yeah, Chris Reinhold's in Texas. That's right.
It's more for the weather. I'm getting sick and tired of winters in Canada.
Top 4 open teams move up to
Top
the
4,
intermediate. That seems like not enough.
Well, we got 5th, 6th, and we got bumped up.
Did we get bumped for that?
That was
Yeah,
one of the.
I think it's a percentage of entries, right? It's not.
It could be percentage.
It's not
of
like a
entries.
top 4 every year. No,
That's
I'm certain it is.
Yeah, but I know that when we got 5th, 6th that year, when somebody missed a 2-ball in the corner pocket, we got bumped up to intermediate, and then we got 5th, 6th, and intermediate. We bubbled those 2 years, Ben and I.
I got 5th, 6th again without you in intermediate
That's
too.
right.
Florida, says Kathy. That'd be nice, yeah.
Florida sounds nice. I almost moved to Savannah, Georgia once. That was many, many moons ago.
Yeah, Georgia'd be really nice too, for sure. What do you do for shot making? What would you suggest for a 525 Fargo? I'm going to give you the same explanation I give to everyone. Play straight pool. You want to learn how to pocket lots of balls? That's the way.
Straight pool has always been my go-to for getting ready for 8-ball tournaments. Playing in tight clusters, making ball after ball after ball, you know. And just kind of like reading the table, you know.
And keeping focused, keeping under pressure, recreating match pressure.
Yeah.
Tyler Steinhaus double dipped as well. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Some of the other drills that I'd give guys is just for fun. You throw out 4 balls on the table, you put an 8-ball, and just run them out 10 times in a row. And once you get that down, you know, you start to see patterns. So then you put 5 balls out. You try to run that 10 times in a row. So it just kind of gives you how to map out a table with, you know, the least amount of balls and work your way up.
Andrew Jaworski in the Facebook says, best team pool advice from anyone playing on Barry's team is to join a team that can carry you. They all did great in that way. So something we talk about often is you need 5 strong players, because when you're playing multiple matches, no matter how good you are, good chance you're going to have a bad match.
Someone always gets picked on.
And you need the other 4 guys to be able to pick you up.
That's correct. I've said it for years, you know. Anytime I start a team event, I'm just saying, you know, no matter how good you are, someone always gets picked on. It's just the way the pool goes sometimes. Not everyone can play great.
Oh, and it happened to Adam yesterday. Cisneros, fantastic player, one of the best players on their team, and he didn't shoot till the 4th game.
Yeah, and it just shows you, like...
You break dry once. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
He just broke dry once, and he never shot till the 4th game.
We had that one guy, Dion, from Winnipeg. Remember in the Westerns?
Never shot.
He had a 1 point.
Yeah, we ran all 5 racks,
Yeah.
and he hated it.
He was so mad.
He was mad. Yeah, most people wouldn't be that mad. They would just kind of accept it, but he was like, I hate you guys.
Yeah.
Why did you do that to me? I thought we were friends.
Yeah. And a really good player.
Yeah,
You know?
super player, yeah. But we just put the hurt on him. I think like probably all he did was break dry twice, you know?
Well, he got scratched once and broke dry once.
Yeah, that's all it takes. Cue ball gets kicked in on the break and can be your worst nightmare.
So that was pretty tight to get that 7 into the corner, and he just clipped that ball into the side. So definitely solids is with that 8-ball in that top left-hand corner. He's a little bit harder than stripes, but it's definitely not easy for either guy.
Yeah, the 8 up there just makes it a real mess.
They're going to be grinding. And this is a good time to practice some strategic moves. You know, certain balls are going to be more favorable for you. If you could somehow even just kind of push his 7-ball down there. I myself love playing games like this. You know, just kind of put the 8-ball in a corner and see if you can get out. You'll really learn how to get that cue ball moving around. And this is probably one of those games where you just want to kind of maybe just open up some balls and just kind of be patient. and do not give your opponent ball in hand. So here's an interesting play there that he has this. I don't mind the angle he has on the 9 ball here. You just gotta be very careful in your speed. And do not put that 14 closer to the 8 ball. Oh, and he hit the right side of the 12, but he did lock up his balls a little bit there, so. It's just one of those moves, so tight down there. I think just kind of like clip this 12 ball and try to get this cue ball down table by the 10. And if you can play this right, you can hook them on both balls, but you're not going to give up the game, that's for sure. Just kind of get those balls out of there. Patience.
Yeah, he's working on stripes over there, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I like moving those 2 balls.
He got nice on the 9 to get down table. He just had to watch, that he didn't push those balls towards the 8, and he just kind of clipped the 12 off the rail and froze to the 14. So.
He is going to move these 2 tied up balls. I like that play.
Get them out of there and get the cue ball down table.
Yeah, that's right. Make your opponent do something magical.
That's right.
Oh, he's going for the pot.
Oh, and I said, whatever you do, don't give up ball in hand.
Whatever you do, don't do that, because it's the only way your opponent can really get out is from ball in hand, right?
That's right. And patience. I was saying having patience in this game.
Andrew Jaworski says his worst match score getting picked on in a league match was 5. What's your lowest score, guys? I think I had a 7 once. And I shot in like 3 games, so that was embarrassing. I'm sure John's got some low ones too, you know. If you play enough and play enough good teams, it's going to happen. They're just going to run you out like 4 times you might shoot in one game, right?
Trying to think of my lowest score. It's definitely double digits.
Maybe like 11
like
or
maybe
something like that.
11
you know?
or 12.
Yeah.
For some odd reason, I get back.
Johnny, get back. Always getting back. This John can just straight up dog a ball, and then we don't even panic as a team. We're like, it's okay. He'll get back. Don't worry. We're not worried. You just miscued, but it's fine. He's getting back.
Yeah.
This is the last match, Bob Johnson. Final match of the event. What a 10 days it's been. Can't thank you all enough for tuning in over these 10 days. It's been an absolute pleasure to stream all these fantastic players, watching all these big matches.
Been some great pool, some entertaining pool.
Got to see, I think, maybe one of the coolest moments of the event so far, John, was this girl on this team. Her name was Madison Bond.
Mm-hmm.
So I said it goes without saying her nickname's got to be 007, right? If it wasn't already,
that's
right?
right.
She runs their first 2 racks 10-0, 10-0.
Oh, no.
She's playing good, right? She's playing lights out. Final game of the match, she's shooting. And I'm like, well, this would be fitting that she would get to finish. She started the match so well. Mm-hmm. She drilled the bank on the 8 to win it.
Wow.
And then cried after. And it was like, it made the hair on my arm stand up. I'm like, that's what this is all about, you know? She's like FaceTiming her mom. There's tears flying. It was great.
That's amazing.
I love this Bob Johnson's comment in the Facebook. I'm not done watching. Start over. Start it all over again.
Well, I mean, that's the great thing about going back and watching these. So he tried to hold that 7 for the deuce in the side, which made the 7 a lot more difficult, you know, because now you're playing more the cue ball angle than the shot.
That's right.
Take your eye off that ball just a hair.
That's right. Doesn't take much.
And that's nerves. because he can easily, any other day, he shoots that 7 in, comes off 1 rail, back up for the 2, right? Don't try to force that angle. Or play that and then play a little bit sharper angle on the 2, because, I mean, the 8's over the hole.
That's right.
But, nerves can do a lot to you.
Yeah, they can kind of fog your brain a little and start making bad decisions sometimes.
Well, I think about my first shot or my second shot yesterday. I jabbed and miscued that ball. And what was the first thing I said is I jabbed that cue so bad I miscued. It was a really bad stroke.
A little bit of pressure involved in that stroke,
And we've been doing this game for a while, and I could tell you there's a lot of times yesterday where my heart was just pounding. I could feel the shake in my arm.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was great. I
loved
it.
That's how it should be. I tell players all the time, that's what you play this game for, so you got to just enjoy it. Drawing back. Oh, looks like too far here to be able to see the 13.
Now he's forced to play a combo or the 14 straight up.
Yeah, I don't mind either or. I tend to favor the 14 to the bottom left.
You can't hook yourself.
It's hard to, for sure.
And his shot's probably just as hard or as easy as the combo.
Well, the problem with the combo is you got to control where 2 balls are going and the cue ball.
That's right.
This way you're only controlling where this ball and the cue ball go. Thanks, Corey Parrish, Les Kaplan, Kathy. Appreciate all you guys. Clark in the house. Clark was like messaging my mom before we'd be on. Ben's on. Matt,
Nice
team's playing in
shot.
10 minutes or something.
Good stroke.
Yeah, that's a really strong shot. And Bourbon Sippers could take their first lead. No, they could tie this match.
Yeah.
They could tie this match here if he can make this ball in the 8. Loose Change came out to a flying start, and now all of a sudden we're real tight. Patrick Neal had a 1 in the VNEA Vegas in 97 against a team from some place called Canada. There's been some good Canadian teams. We were reminiscing about some of them last night.
Yeah, we were.
As good as they were, they didn't get as lucky as we did and snap it off as many times in a row. Nice.
Yeah, just letting the guys know on how fortunate we are to be in this situation, to have done what we've done. It's humbling in so many ways. I don't think people fully understand. All we wanted to do last night was just kind of go to the pepper mill and have a dinner, a nice quiet dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Just the 5 of us,
That was great.
Yeah.
That was real great.
Yeah.
Fully enjoyed it. I think I'm still a little bit full from that as well.
Oh, I ate so much more after. But it was a good night, really just trying to take it in.
Yeah, soak it all in, right? Yeah. And thank you, Rita, for tuning in. Appreciate everyone out there tuning in all week and a half. Andrew Jaworski has a great question there. He says, when the pressure is immense, I have a tendency to do 2 things. So pumped up, I tense up the stroke, or number 2, decelerate. How do you combat that? Everyone is different. I tend to think, and I teach this a lot, the deceleration certainly happens when you're nervous.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I find a lot is the adrenaline's flowing so much that you overhit everything.
Yeah.
The cue ball tends to go like way further than you wanted it to go, but if you can recognize those moments, so I can feel the adrenaline flowing and I can feel the pressure, and then so I say to myself, I got to take a little off of this.
Yeah.
I got to hit it softer than I think I need to,
And I think the biggest thing is experience. Because, like Ben says, understanding how you feel during those situations. And that just comes from hours and hours of practice.
Oh, and
But
not
you
only
have to put
practice,
that
but
practice into tournament play.
yeah, so it's not like you could hit balls by yourself all
No.
day and never recreate that. So
You can make every shot practice, you can do everything, but if you don't put that into play, then you don't get the experience.
that's right. So you got to just keep coming to these events and just keep putting in the work. And
That's right. I know Ben
That's
and
how
I,
we all
years
learn.
and years ago, we used to just kind of run these tournaments at a few different places, and we would split 1-2 quite a bit. Sometimes there was a 3-way split, but we battled every weekend. Tournaments. Then the big tournaments came up, and we just got so pumped, and we'd drive to these tournaments, and we'd always try to do our best.
Mm-hmm.
And we always pushed ourselves to be better players.
Push each other too, yeah.
Yeah. I remember playing in the Western Canadians, and to get to the A-side finals, I kind of shot myself in the foot, so I put a little bit of pressure on myself. So to win the match, I don't think I've ever shaken that bad in my life. Like, I felt my shoulder shaking.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of got up, and I looked at my opponent, and I told him I can't stop shaking. And I was giggling, and a couple of guys had a good laugh. And he says, "Take your time, Johnny."
Mm-hmm.
And that was huge.
He should have said, "Geez, get it together," and then you would have dogged it and then gave him the match, right?
That's right.
He gave you good advice, and you ran with it.
Yeah, so I kind of, he just hit that a little bit thicker than he wanted to. I just tried to think to myself what my body was going through. And, the adrenaline was pumping, which made the nerves extra shaky.
Mm-hmm.
So I finally got my nerves down to just a little shake. And I ended up winning the game. But yeah, that was the worst I've ever shook in my life.
We've all been there for sure. We've all had those moments. You learn from them, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Next time you might shake the same amount, but you learn to deal with it better. You remember and you feed off of the last time when you're shaking like that. You can recall on how you played.
Yeah.
And if you won or lost, right?
Well, if you watch my one match yesterday, I think it was my final run out. There was a hair in front of the 3-ball. And I was so nervous, I couldn't find out how to put my hand in between the balls to grab the hair. So I think I put my hand on the table, and I just slid it towards the hair. And even though I don't look nervous, I tell you, I was shaking pretty good. But it was great.
I've had some players tell me, "You don't look nervous out there." I'm like, if only you knew what was going on in this brain.
If we had heart monitors on this thing.
Oh, man. Mine would be no good.
Yeah.
They'd be like calling an ambulance for me. I think he's having a heart attack.
Oh,
he had to hit that hard to get that ball out.
He did.
And he didn't even get it out. That ball was just jammed in there.
Yeah. And good question on that shot, if you were to really think about it, a little bit hard on the grip.
Yeah, possibly.
You can hear the way the cue ball hit,
Well, the key to those power strokes is the wrist.
Loose grip.
And the loose grip gives you a loose wrist.
Yeah.
And you can actually get way more power snapping your wrist into those shots too. Obviously, you don't want to use your wrist on every shot, but
No.
Some
Sometimes
shots
you
require it.
just loosen it up just a little bit. I was trying to explain that to somebody showing them a tight grip stroke and a loose grip stroke and the difference between the two. And when you're nervous, definitely that tighter stroke can get a lot stronger, and you can't really control the cue ball because it kind of pushes it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm, that's correct. So it looks like we've got 1 hour left to purchase viewer advantage tickets. We're going to cut it off in 1 hour, 2 p.m. Pacific time. Sounds like they're missing fouls over there, according to the comments.
Did they miss a foul?
Yeah, I guess somebody didn't get a rail or something. That's that's another important note for these big matches. Is you got to be laser focused even when you're not shooting. You need to make sure that the game is being played clean. Did that ball get a rail? Did he get a rail that time? It's hard to tell.
If we had a tablet, it'd be bigger screens.
If we had a tablet. Yeah, if only, right? Another foul, they're saying. Yeah, I didn't think he got a rail that time. Do you?
So there's a 7 and a 15 that are, and I believe, I'm not sure before the shot, but right now the 7 is frozen to the rail.
So maybe that's the ball that got there. Tough to tell from our
But
camera angle, too.
was that 7 frozen prior to
begin with?
I'm not
Yeah.
100% sure. So if anything, that would have been the only ball to touch a rail.
Couple of grinding games going on here. Ball's all tied up. Neither team wants to give up an inch. This is a tough 2 racks they got going on here. The player on the right is shooting solids, but the 5-3 up there doesn't look great, and the 2 actually is in jail as well.
Oh, did he just scratch?
He sure did,
Oh,
right in
my.
the heart.
That's very unfortunate, because just to get past that 10 ball off the rail and the 13.
So I think the play here to get enough speed on the breakout is actually play the 13 into the top right. If you play the 13 into the top left, it's hard to get enough speed behind it. If you play it into the top right, you can get quite a bit more speed into that cue ball.
That's right.
It looks like he's going to play the side shot and go at the breakout, which I don't mind. Can certainly work.
Yeah, I definitely like the 13 ball a lot better. Just easier to control.
Well, and you're probably on that side shot ball into the bottom right corner if things go wrong. With the breakout, that's kind of like your insurance ball a little bit.
Yeah, you have the 9 ball and the 10 ball as your out balls.
That's right.
This is why you play the breakouts early.
I think he's going to play the safe here, try to make the 3. Clip off the stripe, make the 3. The problem is that doesn't develop his balls. His balls are still going to be stuck down there.
Oh my god, another scratch on the far table.
It's a smart shot from Chad, but I don't think it's developed a whole ton. And his opponent might just kind of find a shot here, maybe kick this ball in and punish him.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain he can kick at the 5 towards the top right, even if he has to masse a little bit.
So now he's got ball in hand here, and he needs to create some sort of a breakout. But this is one of those things, again, be patient.
That's right.
So does this combo go? Like, from my viewpoint, it looks really tight past those balls.
Yeah, it goes. There's just enough room. The nice thing is, if you hit the rail, then the 7, the 15's still going to go down that way. So you might even play a little pinball shot here. Rail 7, rail 5, onto the ball.
It is possible. But if it goes straight, then, I mean, he doesn't have to do anything. Play this combo, slide over for the 9 ball, and 15 should be just hovering around that corner pocket.
I wonder if he could take ball in hand and put the cue ball by the 5.
It is possible,
make the
because he does
15
have,
to the
he
top
does have
right.
ball in hand.
Yeah. He's playing the 13.
So he's just making sure. I think, like any other day, this is just stroke it in.
Yeah, you'd probably get up and 1 stroke it, even if you're like playing a singles event.
That's right.
But in teams, you got to make sure you choose the high percentage shots.
So yeah, you could see the nerves there, because he normally would have just stunned that straight across instead of shooting over the balls.
That's right.
But still, shouldn't have any issues here.
Yeah, I can just roll this 9 in the side.
He's just got to be very careful with that 15 now. Because he's going to have a steep angle.
Getting from the 15 to the 8 might not be a walk in the park.
No, he's going to have to kind of go off that rail and off the 5-7.
And just as predicted, pots the 5 on the right side table, and he's got a chance here.
Yeah, his only issue is that 2-ball.
I might have to bank it, right?
Mm-hmm. So here's that steep angle.
Or does the 2 go off the 9 in the side, maybe?
I think that 9 is a little too low.
Too much towards us, yeah.
But, you know, from his angle, it might be a lot different. Yeah, so he had to wind up on that to really try to hold for that 2-ball, which makes that shot a little bit trickier. So that was pretty nice, you know. Not easy to avoid those balls there. So he played that very well.
That for a 10-3 for loose change. Back in control.
It's a nice tight little match.
Only 7 points the difference, and we're about halfway through. And as mentioned before, only a little under an hour to get in on this viewer advantage sweepstakes, everyone.
That was a nice cue.
2 nice cues.
Mm-hmm.
The first ticket drawn will get their choice. The second ticket drawn will get the remaining cue. We're going to do that draw right around 5 Pacific time, just before the banquet starts. Oh. Sorry about the motion in the ocean there. Looks like they kicked something onto our tripod leg there. All good. No harm, no foul.
Mm-hmm.
No 3-foul rule on kicking cameras, right?
So that's an interesting choice. You're kind of committed to this run out now. Because you had 1 ball saving you. And it was a pretty easy shot.
Oh, and he took it as like the
Took it
opener.
as opener.
Yeah.
So if you do get into trouble, you just kind of made it a little bit easier for your opponent. And it's not like you might miss a shot. What if you get a skid?
That's
kick,
right.
You know,
That's
little
right.
things, a bad angle.
That's right. You never know. It always helps to keep a little insurance down
It's
there,
always
right?
good and especially where it was, is it's safe. Like you can get onto that ball in many different ways.
Shouldn't be an issue for this gentleman. The open singles winner.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for sending some stars, John, on the Facebook. Much appreciated. So he's got a little angle here. You can get the cue ball up off the rail to play the 15 in the side next. Personally, I think I like going to the 9 first.
Mm-hmm.
And the 9 gets you the 15 so easily.
That's right.
I feel like that's a lower risk.
It's all about percentages.
It depends how much angle he has, too. He may be a little flat.
I think he's got enough angle here for sure. Could play that 2 rails pretty easy.
And Patrick wants to know which team needs a double dip. It's loose change. They won the first set.
This is for all the marbles. Well, that's definitely a really good tournament for this guy to win the Open 8-ball singles, which is very hard, and to win team events.
Well, he's got a potential to win the team event.
Mm-hmm. Potential.
Loose change is looking good for sure. Yeah, I like that he did that. Go up for the 9. He could even shoot the 15 first year. That's way better.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, he had enough angle to really get this cue ball down table here. So, smart shot. Got onto both balls.
Vic wants to know if you get a second email with a ticket number. Absolutely, Vic. Grant's going to be catching up on all those tickets. He'll make sure everybody has their ticket before we do the draw. cutoff to purchase is 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's in about 45 minutes. And then we'll do the draw about 3 hours after that, right around 5 o'clock, right when the banquet starts.
So you kind of just run this into the 2 ball and hold for the 8. So it looks like you got a little bit steep angle.
Yeah, I don't mind just running into the 2 ball there. That should be fine. Oh, and working on a really nice out there on the left side table. Just the 8 left for a 10-1. We'll see if loose change can keep the momentum over here on the right side table as well. Oh my goodness, how unlucky is that? He did let it fly a little, though, it should be noted. I don't think he had to hit it quite like that.
All you had to do was just go into the deuce.
So that's a 10-7 for Bourbon Sippers. And then we have loose change with a 10-2. And that'll put us to games 14 and 15, the final games of the 3rd round, getting down near the end. Bourbon Sippers up 12 balls.
You could say that was an 8-point swing.
Yeah, they're all real big swings now, getting down near the end of it. Let's go loose change, they said. Lots of loose change fans in the house. So let's see, score being updated over there on the CompuSport TV. Could use a scroll down. Yeah, she's got it. She's got it. She's on it. These referees doing a fantastic job, not only reffing the matches, but keeping the score updated in the room for all the fans. I love how they do that.
And she has the same score as us.
That's always good.
And yeah, she's on it.
Yeah, correct games being played. 14 and 15 here. Looks like loose change to break.
And we could see some of the names there too.
Yep. We have the names on the CompuSport. The problem is we don't know what they look like. But we're learning them.
We are learning them for sure.
So let's see. Dry break on the left. See if the player on the right can make a ball here. Second balling from pretty far out. Hitting it pretty hard.
I don't mind that second ball from a little bit further out. It actually works really well. But you got to hit it good.
Yeah, it takes more control, right?
It does. But if you
more
hit
control
that right,
with the spin.
You know, I learned that one from Randy Hastings,
Who's Randy Hastings?
the gym teacher.
Halstead? You're so bad with names, John.
Oh, I am horrible with
What was Jana?
Never mind. We're not going there. But you know what I mean. That's where I learned that second ball break from almost diamond.
Randy used to hit third ball from there,
Right?
which I thought was absolute ludicrousy. But yeah, that second ball can work okay from out there.
It does work really good.
Can't say I've ever used it in a tournament play.
It's tricky. Because if you don't hit it good, bye-bye cue ball.
These tables broke so good, I never had to break second ball.
I think I broke second ball once.
Eric had to break second ball near the end because he couldn't make
came
a
up
ball.
Two try breaks, yeah, which is pretty odd.
Yeah, he cut the 9 in the side and also made the 8. That's correct. And a bit of a cluster over there on the left side table, so you'd have to think solids is maybe the better option at first glance. But the 9 is blocking the 5, so stripes might be the better option here. That cluster looks workable. Certainly workable.
Don't think he managed to leave himself a great shot after that.
I think he wanted to stun over a little more so he could play the
Yeah.
12 in the lower left, but gotta
But
watch the scratch now.
12 does go, or I don't know. Because I think that 9 blocks the 12. Maybe the 11. It's so tight. But yeah, he had a pretty nice opener there. He just didn't get that cue ball to where he wanted. So now he seems like he's in somewhat tight. I'm not 100% sure if that 12 passes the 9. Nice little baby jump. But kind of left himself in a tricky spot here.
Oh, this is real tough from there. Elevated over a ball, right?
Yeah.
Those shots are never fun in pool. Oh, good shot there on the left, but it hangs up. Thought he made it when he hit it.
So did he shoot the 12 off the 11, or did he just try to go straight in? Because he got that super close.
Yeah, he just tried to go straight in.
And it looked like he had a little bit more room past that 9 ball.
Yeah, he got by the 9 just barely,
So,
but it rattled.
I think if he could have got a little closer to that 9, he would have made that shot.
Absolutely.
So yeah, just trying to probably push that cue ball a little bit further for an easier 12. But, I mean, if he makes that, look at his next shot.
Yeah, it's not going to be ideal. It would not have been ideal. He would have been like cutting the 13 or something.
That's right. And I think if he would have got that cue ball where he wanted to, which probably would have been about 2 more inches higher, then everything else would have been a lot easier. So putting that 12 over the hole, it's gonna have to. 6 goes past that, so he just needs to work that 5 ball out still.
Well, and the 6 should be able to lead him to somewhere on the 5.
Top right hand corner.
Yeah, that's kind of how I would try to play it, is rather than move it,
Yeah.
maybe get good on the 6 and send the cue ball towards the 9 to play the 5 in the top right. But these teams do in battle only 12 points of difference with 12 games to play.
I always feel like the matches don't start till after the 3rd round.
Right? That's how I feel too. About halfway through the 3rd round, then the match is like, okay, this is what we need to do to win from here. At the start, you just kind of see how it's going.
Yeah,
You roll with the punches, wait for your chances.
Get the nerves going, settled in. 'Cause I know the first game I was pretty nervous. 3rd game I felt really good. Just kind of powered that 9 ball and hooked myself on the 8 ball. I couldn't believe on the power I got off that shot. And I did not hit that hard at all. But maybe a little adrenaline, maybe a little carbon power.
Combination of the two.
And maybe because of that, maybe I don't win the next 2 games 10-1, 10-0. Might be a different game if I run that table out. Who knows?
You just never know, right?
Because after that game, I tell you, man, I was fired.
I bet. Well, I think I'm going to run to the washroom quick, John.
Okay,
You're okay
no
here for a
worries.
minute?
You bet. He's going to leave me with all this work here. Gotta pay attention to everything that's going on here. Ooh. Really tried to force that break out there on the left or right hand table. So he does have the right angle here to just kind of stun this 10 ball in the top right hand corner, and he's got the angle on the 9 ball to continue this breakout. Just got to make sure you deal with that 15, because those 1-4 ball could be a little bit tricky for sure. And so on the left-hand table here, we just need to make sure that he gets the right angle on this 6 ball to get to this 5 ball. So if he manages, he could put a lot of inside siding on this and kind of just float into the 9 ball. And that should give him a few options for this 5. So let's see how he plays this shot here. Just like that. It's a nice little shot. You don't have to do a whole lot anymore. So well played. So I like the way how he took that 15 out of there, because the 4 ball would probably give him a hard 15 after. So still a little bit of work to do on that table. And how did he hit it? How did he hit it? That is pretty good. So we played the side pocket, which I thought the corner might have been a little bit easier because he almost wired himself to this 11 ball, but what a great shot. Did he hit this too hard? He's not panicking, so that's a good shot. Okay, nice little shot here. So I was not paying attention to which team is which, so I'm just waiting for the girl to add this up on Compass Sport, and I'm gonna copy what she did, because Ben was taking care of the score. Okay, perfect. Okay, that is good. That is a nice second ball break. Good spread, great control. And then on the other table, a second ball break. Hit that just a little lower, and you can see the difference between the two. So I'm thinking the guy on the right-hand side, I don't see a whole lot of issues. It'd be a great time to shoot that 13 for the 9 and get that 11 out of there, and I don't really see a whole lot of issues on that. April's just in a really bad spot, but it shouldn't be a problem. this left-hand table, don't mind playing this 10 ball, 1 ball in the corner combo to kind of start things off and take solids, because they look pretty tasty. I'm watching him aim here, and it looks like he's playing something a little bit different. Maybe she's going for the 2 ball. Pretty hard to see from these angles. That's a nice little shot to get on the 2 ball here. I just think the window for his next shot's a little bit tighter here. I'm not 100% sure how that 7 goes past the 1.
Joe trying to call you? Jeez, this guy.
Oh, so he played the Massey combo. That was a very, very tricky shot.
More YouTube spamming. Our apologies for that. And a question there, is Valley still set up where one team breaks every game in the round and then the other team breaks the next round? That's correct, except for the 5th round, they will alternate breaks. The home team will get the breaks in games 1, 3, and 5 in the final round. Oh, great shot on the left there.
Yeah, he played that Massey combo and the 1 just fell. So, gotta get this back up here again. There we go. So his only problem after that nice little breakout is the 5 ball. And the 8 ball looks a little bit tricky up there.
Yeah, the 8 might be partially covered by the 13. The 5 is in a bit of a dicey spot too. You have to remove the 6 and then get back up there for it.
Mm-hmm.
Working on a really nice little out here on the right side table. This would be a big win for bourbon sippers. Spinning this around off 3 rails.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and he played it to absolute perfection.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this guy's name is, but on the right-hand table, but he's got a nice game.
Yeah, he's played real well in these matches for sure from what I've seen.
Yeah. He's got a nice smooth little stroke.
Yeah, makes good decisions. This one for a 10-0, and his team needs it right now. Oh, that one almost came out off the rail.
He did shoot that into the rail just a hair, but
96 to 114 now, and we're on to games 16 and 17. Down near the business end.
I didn't know which team was which, so I waited for the lady to update it on CompuScore.
Perfect. Perfect. You've done this before, John. You've been around the block once or twice.
Up and down, all around.
And thank you, Mike Sundstrom.
I almost don't mind playing the bank on the 5 here. It's a pretty easy bank from that angle. So now he's going to have to... I just think getting to that 8 ball is going to be the only issue.
He's pretty flat on this ball. It's not easy to get up to the 5 here. Pretty flat, I feel.
Yeah. So I think the last shot, if he would have played the bank on the 5, I think he could have left himself an angle on the 2 or 3 to kind of work that 8 ball out. But we'll see what he's got planned. And at least from my view, it doesn't look like the 8 goes past that 13, but, I could be wrong. Because he's not panicking on that. Except kind of getting a little bit flat on this shot. A little hampered over that 14, making it just a touch tricky, but if that 8 goes past, then he's not worried about too much. Just kind of slide over, avoid the scratch.
Yeah, if the 8 goes clean, I might not even play this with bottom.
That's right.
Just play it with top and slide across. Don't try to get
don't get too fancy.
Above the side. Rick Sparling's comment on Facebook. Appreciate the constructive criticism. Definitely we're going to add some new things if we're here next year. We got plenty of big plans. Certainly the instant replay would be an awesome thing to have, but it's just not something we can do with the limited amount of help we have. We would need more of a production crew, somebody running the replay. Yeah, it's kind of hard to watch both games, follow the comments, as well as run the replay. We would need some extra hands.
Mm-hmm.
I know Rod does it on his weekly streams, but they're much smaller tournaments.
Yeah, and that was just a little tricky. Like that 14 was definitely getting into his eyesight.
And Gord, as I just explained, yes, I know Rod does replays by himself at smaller tournaments, where it is much easier. Much easier when you're at a small event, not watching 2 tables in a 10-day tournament.
Yeah, it'd be good to get together with Rod and see what he does to kind of maybe collaborate.
We hoped to have Rod down here this year. He couldn't make it, so
yeah.
Next year we're going to bring more help.
Mm-hmm.
More useful help.
Some people who are not in the tournament, which makes it easier.
Well, not just that, but people who want to work when they're not playing, rather than just go sleep. Next year we're paying by the hour. That's the plan. You get paid for the hours you work. That's it. New plans for next year.
You live and learn.
Yeah, we live and we learn. That's what it's all about, too. We come to these events trying to do the best job we can and add a little every time. Always trying to up the game.
And that scratch in the side pocket was always a possibility from that angle.
I think that's why he missed the ball, right?
That's right.
Just a little too worried.
Hit it a little thinner so you kind of avoid that scratch. But
James wants a tie so we can watch an extra inning. This tournament's going way too fast, he says. And thank you, Sun on the Facebook. Gord says he'll be here to help next year. Yeah, hopefully. Long way to go till then.
I think there was a few days where we had to do no commentary because everybody was playing. So maybe to have somebody strictly just on commentating while other matches are going.
The flaw is, who wants to come all the way down here and not play?
That is.
For sure, everybody wants to play, right? And part of what makes us unique at Q Sports Live is we are pool players.
Yes.
We love the game. We play it quite often. And I think we do a better job at the commentary and whatnot because we know the game well and because we play and we're very competitive.
I know for myself, I like to, I always hope that you guys go back and watch your matches because I like to throw little tidbits out there that might help you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I know there's a few guys up in Calgary where, they were playing a match and I said, dude, go back to the stream, watch what you're doing, and just kind of take what I said.
Yeah, listen to the commentary.
And hopefully this will help you. And I've had guys come back to me and they're like, oh, dude, I went back to the stream and you were right.
And it
I
helped,
did this
yeah.
and I should do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's because even for myself, when I go back to watch the streams, I watch what I do physically on the table, because mentally I know what's going through my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But to see it from a different point of view, it's actually helped my game.
Absolutely. Mine as well, for sure. Going back and listening and watching, and sometimes you miss some of the small things happening, you know, when you're in the
Very
heat of the
small.
moment.
Very small.
Oh, what a great shot. Or is it?
It
Oh,
is.
my goodness.
Threading the needle.
Oh, and cue ball getting lost over there on the left.
Yeah, he's just getting himself some bad angles. You know. Now he's in a little tough here because he's a little straight on this ball and frozen to the rails. So you're going to have to jack up on this and try to stun this. Can he follow through? I'm not sure.
He looks like he's just going to roll it, but that feels risky. It's easy to overrun this and have nothing on the 13.
That's right.
Oh, nice out there. 10-0 from loose change.
It was a very nice little run out over there. A little close on that side pocket, but
Made it work.
he did.
Gets us to game 17 and 18 in this match. Coming down near the end. More YouTube spam. They are relentless. They're subscribing to our channel now to put their spam in there.
So he tried to force a little angle on that 14 ball, which made him miss it, but he did leave him a little safe, so I think just a little safety here. Clip the 5 ball and try to get him by that 8 ball here.
James' question. In BCAPL, you can't put your hands in the pocket when you think it might scratch. Is it the same here? If so, he just fouled. I don't think that would be a foul, putting your hand in the pocket. Certainly, if you touch the ball, it would be.
Yeah.
I don't think players should do that. I think if the ball's going in, you just let it go. You don't put your hand anywhere near it.
Mm-hmm.
And David Harding's question on the Facebook. What time is the men's irregular division playing? Whenever you make it on down here, David.
About 8:45 this morning. Just a nice little roll up here behind the 8 ball. Oh, he goes for the bank. He makes it
What
too.
a shot. What a shot. And his team appreciated that. They were cheering before that ball went in.
Oh, as soon as he came off that rail.
And now we get to see how much room this 8 has. I don't think it has a ton.
No.
Oh, he speared it, so it had a lot of room.
Just right from the get-go, it looked like it didn't pass that. But after he started playing shape, I kind of thought it went past that pretty good.
134 to 101. They are increasing this lead, getting closer to the title, the big check, the gold Charlie, the jacket, the 10K. I think it goes without saying that I'm taking the check this year to put it at LP.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I tried to get Joe to give the check from last year, and he never did.
He said he would.
He kept saying he'd bring it, and he never did, so I stopped bugging him about it.
Two of them in his bedroom. I have one in my bedroom.
For only him to see. That's
Right.
nice. No, we're going to put it at LP for everybody to see.
Yeah. Definitely.
Dave Harding says, you guys buy me a ticket and I'll come down and be a regular, no problem. What a bank. What a big moment in the match to make that bank.
That, you know, like I'm thinking roll up on a 3, get him behind the 8 ball, right? High percentage of winning
Yeah.
if you can get that behind the 8 ball.
Mm-hmm.
But he says, no, I'm at the table. I'm playing this bank.
Let's
for
go.
a win.
Fortune favors the brave. And yeah, as Elizabeth says on the YouTube, that spam gets so annoying.
Oh,
And yeah, we're not the only billiard channel. When I watch Matchroom, it's all over that.
yeah. It's the wrong spam. You're dealing with pool players.
That's right.
Get some poker in there, maybe some free golf.
Yeah, like some betting websites.
You know, betting websites.
You got to advertise gambling for these degens.
That's right.
Big break there on the left. He's made a couple of balls, but look at the cluster.
Wow.
Look at that
They
cluster.
just kind of came back together.
And so I was talking about this in the first set, and I'm sure you would agree, is I find at this level we see a lot of these racks, and it's mostly because of the rack.
Mm-hmm.
And I get questions all the time, like even from my mom, from my sister, how come it took so long to rack the balls? And I say, well, it has to be perfect. I'm never going to hit a bad rack. I'm going to stand there
That's
for
right.
10 minutes if I have to, getting those balls tight. And I think that's important at any level of pool. Never hit a bad rack. Just take your time, get a good rack.
It is huge.
And I tend to see it more at the higher levels where they take forever to rack.
You'll see some people just kind of like fling their arms around and
Slap them up there, and then they go, I can't get it tight, and then they just go hit it anyway, right?
And what you don't see when you're watching on the stream is you get those balls and you look like they're tight, and you move that rack and they move.
Yeah.
And then you try to find that perfect spot.
And they all have a spot, and I
And
can
then
tell
it moves
you
worse.
That's right. And I can tell you from playing on these two tables quite a bit in this event, table 1 on the right side racks perfect. It racks a touch high, and then the balls just all settle into each other perfectly.
That's right.
Table 2, on the other hand,
Yeah.
took a lot more effort to get a proper rack.
Yeah.
But it was there. It was
Yeah.
just in a bit of a different spot, you know? My opinion of the Magic rack, I love the Magic racks. I
For
just
8-ball,
I just don't like them on the Valley. I think the Valley game is too easy already, so there is some skill to racking the balls.
That's right. I know, like, when I use the Magic rack for 8-ball, the break consistency is a lot higher. And then, like Ben says, this game on the Valleys are just a touch easier. So, adding another
Element to make it
Yeah.
easier is no good. Yeah.
I think you would find probably a lot more runouts.
Yeah, a lot more wide open tables. I like
Because you're not going to get a break like on table number 2.
I like the challenge of racking. I think there's an absolute skill to it, and it takes experience and practice and knowledge and all those things. It's not just about hitting the balls sometimes, you know.
No.
And I actually brought up the point to Grant while they were playing team match, because our team, we talk about these things a lot.
Yeah, we pass knowledge back and forth.
So, and usually it's something like, hey, how you hitting them? Where are you hitting them from? What kind of spin you hitting it with?
Yeah.
But it goes even further to the point where, like I showed John on table 1, I was like, this is how you got to rack the balls here, and they'll get tight.
Yeah.
So besides how you're hitting it, sometimes you can get advice from your teammates on how to rack it on a certain table.
Yeah, for sure.
Always learning.
Always learning. Never a doubt.
David Harding says, that reminds me, Ben, since you like stats, try to find out how many racks I racked a few weeks back when he was racking for John Schmidt playing straight pool.
Yeah.
I would have to imagine like a couple hundred maybe. You racked a lot there, boy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say 300-ish.
And how that table looks after. Mind you, those breaks aren't like using the head ball spot and stuff like that. So you avoid getting those little dents in the table that eventually happen over time.
Well, and so this leads us to James' question on the YouTube. What are our thoughts about tapping down the rack before a match? I don't agree with it at all. I think you should never tap the balls.
It will make those balls tighter, but in the long run, you're going to create a dent, and it's going to make the rack worse.
Well, and the problem is then they only rack in that exact precise spot. Anywhere else,
and if it
they're
does
gonna
drop
fall
because
out.
of that little dimple, now the cue ball starts flying off the table.
Especially if the head
If you're
ball is
using head
dented in
ball.
there. Yeah, your cue ball is going to get airborne for sure.
Yeah, because it does drop down just enough for it to make a little ramp for that ball.
And yeah, David Harding, I think it was 200 or 300 because he had some runs that were like 20 25 plus racks.
Mm-hmm.
So it would make sense that you probably racked about 200 racks there. Unbelievable.
And he tries to play the bank on that corner, and he just misses it, but kind of a smart two-way shot, really.
He hasn't left much.
Yeah, he's left his opponent a bank shot. Now it's, what do you fancy? The bank in the corner or the bank in the side? I myself, from this angle, I don't mind banking this into the corner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because
at least the cue ball's going somewhere good.
Yeah. And I think it has just enough room to pass the 5 in the side. But I do think the corner is the shot here.
Bigger pocket.
Huge pocket. I was just going to say, even if you hit that bottom rail, it still has a chance to go in.
Yeah, it can still slide in off the end rail for sure. It looks like Bourbon Sippers player is working on a pretty good win over here, and they need it.
Mm-hmm.
Down 33 with only, how many games we got left?
6.
7 including these.
That's right.
So quite the lead. Is it possible we're on games 19 and 20? I think.
Let's see what it says. No.
Yeah, 1920.
Is that 1920?
There's that round 3 there. I can't see.
So,
What a shot. What a shot. And he's got a chance on this 8 in the side. Missed shot over there on the left side table. Loose change can start closing this out, I think.
so he chose to go bank side. But getting that cue ball into a nice spot.
Just missed it. Tough shot, though. That was not easy off the rail like that.
Both shots were not easy.
So I think we are on games 19 and 20. Just looking at the CompuSport over there.
Well,
The end of the 4th round,
they're at the end of the 4th.
which is games 19, 20.
And then the last 5, 21, 22.
I always have to do that too. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh no, a scratch over there is gonna.
Oh my.
That's gonna be pretty much devastating for this Bourbon Sippers team. They needed that one. They desperately needed that one. This is gonna be 10-5 loose change.
That was unexpected. Didn't play the wrong shot, just the balls didn't grab the way he expected them to.
Yeah, it just flew off that rail a little bit, right?
And I know for myself, when I play those 2 rail shots, I always make sure I hit that tight to come off those 2 rails instead of going wide.
That's right. It's almost like, I like to use the golf comparison a lot. You almost have to play to miss smartly in certain areas. Like, you know, when you're playing on a golf course, you might even hit it in the rough over there.
Yeah.
Because it's safer than trying to
you
catch this roll and a bounce.
Keep the right angle.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, important games here. Yeah, he hit his stick on the table. It's tough. The emotions are running hot, and there's nothing wrong with that. I see players do all kinds of things when they miss balls, and it's just purely emotion. I love to use the tennis analogy, because when Earl broke a stick on TV, he got crucified. And in tennis, they do it every match.
Yeah,
they'll go through like 4 rackets in a match, right? And nobody bats an eye.
He shot that a little quick.
Well, his 15's pretty tight by the 8, but I'm pretty sure
I'm
it does go.
Pretty sure this goes past. Definitely not easy.
Elevated over some balls makes it a million times harder.
But a chance.
That's right. That's all they wanted here. 38 points, the lead with only 6 games to play. That's a really great shot. Not easy. Now, he's saying he moved the 6 with his cue, but that don't matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's done.
You can leave it because he's going to make the 8 and you're not shooting again. But it is the opponent's option to move it back where it was or leave it where it is. That's a big game for bourbon sippers there. They needed that one. Desperately needed
And I think
that.
he just needed to, because he did shoot that 5 a little quick, and rattled it. Got on, and that was his game for sure, because he was on to the 6 pretty easy.
That's right. All right, on to games 21-22, the final round. 5 games left. The lead is 33 points. That means they need 18 balls in 5 games. Is that correct mathing? I believe it is.
My phone's over here. My phone's using YouTube, so I don't have.
Calculator? We don't need a calculator for that.
I just like to make sure.
7.
I'm not like Joe Spencer. I'm not like a human calculator.
Yeah, Joe's a human calculator, yeah. Sandra says 17 balls, but I believe 17 would tie and possibly force an extra round. So they're going to want to try to get 18 to seal the deal. They're at the table on the right. That's a good sign because they are on ball count. They technically don't even need to win any of these 5 games. They can win this with ball count.
They have coffee in this room now?
No. Oh, yes. No. Possibly.
What of the deuce?
Yeah, where was that earlier? Looks like lemonade or something over there too. Wow.
That's a nice looking stand. That's perfect for us. That'd have been great for us the whole tournament.
Right. There's another one for next year, hey?
I can use about 5 coffees right now.
There's another one for next year.
That's right.
Yeah, CSL team gets free coffees. Free coffees and lemonades.
So he did play that 4-ball to kind of not play this combo, but he didn't come out far enough, so now he's going to have to play this combo again. I think he just tried to draw down for the 5. And it's not like the combo's a hard shot, but if you can avoid them, because I hate combos.
I love combos. Lots of straight pool. They look easy after a while. You've got to shoot like a ton of combos in straight pool for sure.
I would say I probably practiced the most combos ever for this tournament.
Yeah, well, 8-ball, there's going to be some combos, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, he makes a nice one there.
Yeah, like I said, the combo wasn't hard. It would have been easier to get to the 5.
So the 3 passes into the top right.
Yeah.
And the 2, I think, would be a good outball. So maybe the 6, then the 7.
Oh, I can use some Tim coffee
To
right
get up
now.
there for the 3. Free Tim Hortons coffee. We wish. We wish. I don't even drink coffee, but I would go for a Timmy's coffee right now. I was really hoping that our camera angle would show this guy's sweet suit over there, but he's just hidden behind the light. But you see his suit in the stands over there?
Oh, yeah.
He's got like a
billiard out.
A full pool suit there.
His shirt is a bunch of pool balls. His jacket matches the shirt, and so does his pants.
I wonder what his shoes look like, and I wonder if he has your pool socks.
Maybe he has the pool socks.
He's got to have the pool socks, right? And so let's do last call for viewer advantage, everyone. We're going to cut it off in 5 minutes. So if you want to get in on that viewer advantage sweepstakes, give yourself a chance to win one of those beautiful Jacoby custom cues. Got to send it in the next 5 minutes. We're going to cut it off. And the draw for that will be done at 5 p.m., right around 5 p.m. when the banquet is beginning. I think Chad can close it out over here, John.
It's very possible.
5 games left, 33 the lead. If Chad runs out over there, that's another 6 points. Oh, that would make it 1. But how many balls do they have on the other table? Yeah, it would be over. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 10-6 win over there. A tie would still be possible. tie would still be possible.
So the year that we got 4th place here in this tournament in the intermediate division, same format, triple knockout.
Mm-hmm.
We lose our first match.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very close match, but we ended up losing. Our second match went to extra innings.
Mm-hmm. That's exciting, right?
Right.
How's that for pressure?
And I know it was Derek Moore and I were up. And I made a ball on my break, and Buddy broke against Derek. And
I just got to explain this quick, John. Calvin, if you want to get in on the drawing, I'm going to flash up this poster real quick before they shoot the next balls. Tickets can be purchased at our online store, cslipl.com, under the shop tab. 3 minutes left to get in on that, folks. Only 3 minutes, then we're going to cut it off.
does he have the angle to get down to this 3-ball now?
Well, I'm not sure it's going to matter too much. This is already over. If Chad gets out here, this match is over because he has more than enough balls on that other table.
Okay, so ball count for him.
Yeah, so if Chad gets out here, the lead's going to be 39 with 4 to play, but he already has 5 balls over there. It'll be over. This 8-ball is for the win, for the tournament. Loose change.
We'll watch the celebration.
Let's send it over to this camera for the celebration. Watch the crowd go wild. Loose change. They've done it.
They pulled off the double dip.
They pulled it off. Congratulations to both teams. Fantastic tournament from them both. They can both hold their heads high. No shame in getting second place here.
Nope. It may sting right now, but I tell you what.
It'll sting less tomorrow. Or maybe at the banquet when you get to go up on stage with your silver Charlie.
Anytime you can get a Charlie in these tournaments, you have to be proud of yourself.
Absolutely. They're real hard to get.
You know.
So that'll be it. We're going to cut off the viewer advantage in 2 minutes. So I'll put up that poster one more time for you all. And we're going to have about a 3-hour break before we'll be back covering some of the banquet. So we appreciate you all tuning in. Thanks so much for all the support. And we'll be back in a few hours. Congratulations again to Loose Change taking down first place, and Bourbon Sippers with the second place. Beautiful performance. Fantastic match from both those teams.
Great match.
And
a lot of drama, a lot of excitement, which I like. You know, wasn't one-sided.
Yeah, very close stuff. And a big shout out to John Pay Pompey for sitting in.
Yep.
Dropping some knowledge on us. And oh, there's the guy in the suit. All right, we got to see him. Let's go.
There he is. You can really see his. Just lift your sock up.
Here, let's see if we can just pan this over a little.
There you go.
Nice team photo happening there.
That's it.
Beautiful stuff. That's what you love to see at these events.
Yep.
Awesome stuff. All right, guys, we're going to shut it down. We'll be back in a few hours. Viewer advantage is now cut off. If you haven't already, make sure you like and follow our Facebook page. Subscribe on our YouTube channel. We will be back with the banquet in a few hours, folks. Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.